JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has some of the most unique and what some may call as the best power system in all of fiction, and I am some. Hangman is literally the greatest power system ever made, and there is no way there is anything that is better than the existence of Hangman. Which is exactly why we are going to be talking about the secondary and objectively worst power system in all of anime, stands. And I will be explaining every single stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Stardust Crusaders in less than 300 minutes. Well, he's not wrong. Hello there people, it is me, your classic Indian scammer, and today we are unfortunately going to be talking about the worst JoJo part, whose only saving grace is that it introduced the best ability ever made. Now, stands. The introduction of stands was actually done at the end of part 2 after Joseph beat Cars and some people found Dio in his coffin. No, it wasn't. I fucking lied. Stop believing everything you see on the internet. Stands were actually introduced for the first time in episode 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Stardust Crusaders, and so far, JoJo was heavily loved. People loved the entire story of Part 1 and 2, but the introduction of stands rattled the entire JoJo fandom, and to be honest, for all the right reasons. Now, JoJo stands can be a bit tricky to understand sometimes. That's why I'm going to be explaining all the stands in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, starting with all the stands in Part 3. So, what are we waiting for? Let's begin. Star Platinum. Star Platinum is a close-ranged powerhouse stand which belongs to the user Kujo Jotaro. Star Platinum is very simple to explain. It is one of the strongest physical stands with the ability to punch, kick, finger and throw. Later it also gets the ability to stop time for 5 seconds. Magician's Red. This stand belongs to Muhammad Avdol and was fucking robbed in the anime. And no, I'm not saying it got robbed because Avdol is black, you racists. In the JoJo's OVA, Magician's Red is one of the coolest stands ever, but in the anime, it is super overshadowed. Magician's Red is a Phoenix human hybrid stand with the power of pyrokinesis. Its fire is strong enough to burn any metal within seconds, even projectiles, and the fire it launches can be controlled by Avdol on his free will, if he has any. Hermit Purple. Hermit Purple belongs to the best JoJo out there, Joseph Joestar, and some people call it a very lame stand, but I personally think it's really cool. Its basic ability is that Joseph can use it as vines and Spider-Man webs, and its main ability is really cool. Joseph can use any item and take any piece of information he wants from it. It would have had some really interesting uses, but people were too busy dick riding Jotaro. Hierophant Green, wielded by one of the best characters in JoJo, Kakyoin. It is sort of a remote control stand where it can go far away from the user and still be just as powerful. The ability of Emerald is simple. It can stretch its body making traps and stuff, and its main ability is that it launches a lot of emeralds at its enemies at very high speed, known as Emerald Splash. Silver Chariot, this one's the easiest to explain. This stand is owned by Polnareff and is basically just a fencing or a sword fighting stand. And it has a special ability where he can launch an attack which is powerful enough to pierce through humans, and it can also bounce on surfaces. The Fool, this is a stand owned by the goodest boy Iggy and is a very cool stand. Basically, Iggy can control sand with his stand, making it take any shape or form and even change its density and moisture. Tower of Grey. This is a small hand-sized fly-shaped stand owned by Grey Fly and is basically just a really sharp, really fast fly. That's all. It can fly really fast and even faster than Star Platinum and Emerald Green, and can pierce through human skins easily. Dark Blue Moon. It's a water-based stand which was introduced in one of the funniest episodes in JoJo's. The owner of this stand is Imposter Captain Tenniel, I guess. And holy shit, this stand is fucking strong. Okay, first of all, insanely fast and strong, even faster than fishes in water. Not only that, but it can also launch super sharp scales at the enemies, completely slicing them at super high speed. And not only that, it can also latch some acorn barnacles on his enemies, which drains their strength, weakens them, and allows the user to control that infected part. What a broken stand. Next up is Strength. It's basically a ship, and the user is forever the monkey. Yellow Temperance. This is a stand that I had completely forgotten about, so I had to check it, and oh my god, what a great stand. So it's owned by Rubber Soul, and this is just like a blob stand. It has the ability to take any person's form, but most important one is that it can merge itself with any object and eat it out completely. This is one of the most broken abilities in JoJo's, and unfortunately, plot armor prevails again. Hangman, whose owner is Jay Gale, who is the partner of one of the best characters in all of JoJo's. This is a really cool stand. It's basically a remote stand which can move from one reflective surface to another and can come out of any attacking the person. But the craziest thing is that it can harm any person's reflection, directly harming them. The Emperor, which is owned by my Emperor Hol Horse. And this is my favorite stand in part 3 and maybe the most underrated stand in all of JoJo's. This stand is basically just a gun. A fucking homing gun with infinite bullets which are also a part of the stand and do not need to be reloaded. Hol Horse was just cool as fuck and this is absolutely one of my favorite stands just ever. Wheel of Fortune. I love this stand. This is a very funny stand. It is basically Transformers. It can take control over any vehicle and make it super strong and change its shape and properties and even self-repair. It's also really strong where it can also throw gasoline from the car on the enemies and literally burn them alive. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you guys the user of this stand, but I slept. Justice, which is controlled by Enya, the mastermind behind part 3. And to be honest, if you're talking about abilities alone, this is my favorite stand because it's just basically necromancy. Enya can take control over a large area and control all the corpses in that area. And it's just fucking broken. Now yes, I know this all sounds super nerdy and stuff, but we are still just halfway through. So buckle up and let's continue. Next up is the sun, which as the name states is literally the sun. That's all there is to it. It's just literally a fucking sun trying to kill you. The owner of this stand is Arabia Fats, who gets humiliated by Jotaro. Next up is Death 13, one of the highest potential having stands which was wasted on a fucking baby. This is one of the strongest stands. Basically when someone falls asleep near the user, they can take them into the dream world and there it's just a nightmare. Death 13 controls everything in the dream world and the enemies cannot summon their stands inside, except if their stand is already active before sleeping. A person who, if woken up, will not remember anything and will still feel the dread. And inside the dream world, Death 13 controls everything and the damage done to the dream world will be transferred to real life. Truly a terrifying stand. Next up is Knoom, I guess. I don't know. It is controlled by one of the two very popular brothers, Oingo, and it's actually an okay stand to say the least. All this stand does is allow the person to morph into another person and that is literally all. There are better alternatives of this stand and that's just all the stand offers. After that we have Oda, which is Boingo's stand. It can basically show the future of a person without fail and it is never wrong. After that we have Anubis, which is a very cool concept. It's basically God Anubis, which is now trapped in a cursed sword, and whoever wields it will be brainwashed and controlled by Anubis, including their stand, and will cut everyone in their path of becoming the master swordsman. Next up is Bastate, a stand controlled by Maria, and all I want to say is
it's a 10 out of 10. Best super ever.
For this stand to work, any person who touches the power outlet will be shocked and will become a magnet. And they will attract all sorts of magnetic objects starting from small to big. Next we have Horse, which is owned by Pet Shop. And this stand just gives the user the ability to make ice. And a lot of it. It is a super duper strong stand, but I hate it for killing Iggy. And the last stand in JoJo's part 3 is Cream, which is controlled by Vanilla Ice. It is basically Obito on roids. It is an insanely powerful close range stand and can chop off people's neck in just a slash. But its main ability is to literally form a fucking black hole and transfer its user and enemies to a different dimension. And unlike Obito, the enemies transferred in Cream's dimension are not unharmed. They fucking die. Truly a terrifying stand, with the downside that when it's in the void, it cannot sense what's happening outside. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are all the stands in JoJo's part 3. A super nerdy video, I know. But now, you know everything you need to know about JoJo's Adventure Part 3 Stardust Crusader. I don't know where the bizarre went. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give the video a like. Maybe even subscribe for more JoJo and anime content, if you haven't subscribed already. Hol Horse definitely has the best stand in all of part 3 and I love him and his stand. But that is all. One Galaxy will do a complete uncensored review of everyone's favorite family-friendly anime overflow, and subscribe if you enjoyed. However, wait, let's subscribe in the official One Piece English channel. Subscribe right now and let's crush them. If you enjoyed the video and want to help me out, drop a comment down below. It really helps me boost the algorithm in the It really helps boost the video in the algorithm. People think it doesn't, but it really does work. So let me know in the comments what your favorite stand is. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. What happens when all you want to do is have a nice day in Minecraft and beat the game, but there is a bloodthirsty chat out there who is trying to kill you? Well, click here to find out. And if you want to watch me rant about some other anime or manga or other stuff, then click here. Well, that is all. Level up quick and don't be a dick. See you next time. You should fuck yourself now.